won't say it, we won't go if we can't vote.
Incoming! Closer incoming!
No, they're coming now!
Oh, where am I? You washed up.
Sorry?
Welcome to the island of discarded women, my friend.
I used to be somebody. Are you that woman on the radio?
Your island job is peladora de papas.
Sorry, what?
Potato peeler, 87% match for your skills.
Okay, that's not... Anyway, what is the second best match then?
Host of the Island Podcast.
Are you kidding me? No, see, that's me. That's perfect for me.
Hell, we're mad, and that's a good thing. 'Cause we know that change is coming.
Shush! Shush! Shush!
Mary, find Shanan. Mary, hello, Mary.
Hello, my name is Miri.
Okay.
For English,
You know,
say
Mary,
one.
I wish you would let people know when you go into sleep mode. Okay? I mean, here I am talking away to nobody. Could you beep or gurgle your lava or something when you go to sleep, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, okay, that's all right. Okay. I'm just trying to find Shanan. She's got all this stuff.
I'm here.
Jeez, okay.
I'm here. Okay.
What?
The drone drop was really late today. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But everything for the signs, all the stuff. So
Okay.
we've got Sharpies,
Yes.
poster,
Okay.
board, paint
Yes.
stirrers, duct tape.
Okay, and where are they?
Oh, I put them at the Anger Hut.
No, you were supposed to bring it here to the wine bar.
Oh, and the Flip on the Bird shipment came.
I found Flip on the Bird.
Yeah.
When you can't find the words, let your gloves say it for you. You can shop their fingerless gloves, hats, and t-shirts at flip'emthebird.com.
When there's no words, flip 'em the bird.
Wow, look at this crowd.
Yeah, I know, it's
I mean, actual people showed up.
I know. The WW Shush Society is now a real thing. Can you
I'm
believe
sorry,
it?
I could not find WW Shush. Please check the spelling and try again.
Yeah, Mary, it's an acronym. When women show up, shit happens. WW Shush is an acronym.
Did you mean shush? To tell or signal someone to be quiet.
No. It's just WW Shush. It's just like...
I found www.hushpuppies.com.
No. It's just WW Shush. That's all.
I found Hush Little Baby Don't You Cry.
No, Mary, thank you, but no. That
Actually,
doesn't work.
why are you calling it WW Shush? Wait a minute. Wouldn't it be WW Sush? WWSUSH? When women show up, shit happens. Yeah.
No, so I'm taking the SH from the word show. Show up.
And not from shit? You're taking the SH from show and from shit?
Yes. I'm taking the SH from show and shit. Yes.
Okay, so there's two H's at the end.
Yes. It's WW Shush Society, 2 H's at the end. I already ordered the t-shirts.
Okay, that's great. It's just technically that's like 3 H's.
Okay, Mary, would you tell her to stop picking on me, please?
If you love a flower, don't pick it from the stem.
See? You hear that?
I don't know what. Okay, what?
See, truth be told, I wanted to call this movement MAD, but that had already been taken.
Sure.
Right, Mary?
I found MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
See.
Founded by Candace Leitner after her 13-year-old daughter, Carrie, was killed by a drunk driver. Right. Drunk driving in the U.S. has been reduced by half since its founding.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
Right, talk about showing up and making shit happen, right?
Right.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for reminding me of that trailblazer. Yes.
Okay.
I'm re-fired up now.
Okay,
Let's go.
let's get to the signs.
Let's get to the signs. Thank you to all of you for filling up our island wine bar. Really nice turnout of all of you who live on the island. So, we're standing on the shoulders of so many who have come before us, who have showed up and made change happen, right? And now it's our turn, right? So we have started this WW Shush Society. So say it with me, okay? WW Shush! WW Shush! WW Shush! Great, sounds great. So you may ask, if we are for speaking up and speaking out, then what are we against? We're against all the messages that we are less than, right? We are not a bunch of discarded women just washed up on an island. We are strong and we are fearless and we are powerful, right? Yes, right. So, good. So how do we get our message of activism heard? Well, our call to action tonight at this meeting is to create protest signs. Now, all of you on your table had a card asking you for your creations. Now, the assignment was, based on your experience as women in this society, what would your protest sign say? Who wants to share? You've got one. Okay.
Mansplain at your own risk.
Mansplain at your own risk. That one's in. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, back there.
Age is a number, it does not define me.
Age is a number, it does not define me. Age is a number, it does not define me. One more time. Age is a number, it does not define me. Great, yes.
Vaginas are greater than balls. In other words, you wish you had pussy.
It just got real. It just got real in here.
Say it, do you remember?
Vaginas are greater than balls.
Vaginas are greater than balls.
In other words,
In other words,
wish.
you wish you had
wish
pussy.
you had pussy.
You wish you had pussy.
These are big signs.
Good. Okay, so
The signs are giant.
perfect, great, love it. So here's the thing. So the phrase that comes to my mind is the future is female. You know, the future is female, right? And that actually debuted in 1972. It's had a resurgence the last few years. So here's the thing. There's all the pushback. Oh, the future is only female. Okay, so like 1/2 of the human race is supposed to go in hiding? Yes, that's exactly what that means. It's exactly what that means. And no, that is not what it means. It's a call to action, right? For women and girls, change is up to us, right? It's up to us to make that our future, right? Okay, all of this reminds me of a book I just read by this really cool author named Lorna Landvik. You know Lorna, right? Yeah. So her latest book, Chronicles of a Radical Hag with Recipes, is about Hayes Evans, a beloved newspaper columnist for a small-town newspaper who has written daily for over 50 years. Her columns earning many fans as well as a few trolls. This one in particular jumped out to me. Hayes writes, April 13th, 2015.
Hillary Clinton is running for president. I get another chance to vote for her. I cried hard back in 2008 when she conceded her primary loss to Barack Obama. But my sadness was tempered by the fact that history still was being made by the first man of color to run for and then eventually win the presidency. I've written many laudatory columns about the job President Obama has done, despite crazy and shameful conspiracy theories. He's not an American citizen. Racism, of course there's racism. When will we admit it? And the obdurate unwillingness of Republican leaders to put American interests over party ones. But still, I was writing about a man. I would like you men reading this column, come on, I know my male readership is vast, to imagine this. The country that you live in, the greatest democracy of all time, has always, in its 240-year history, been governed by women. All of its 44 presidents and vice presidents, all of its members of Congress, all of its Supreme Court judges have been women. Oh, sure, as we evolved, we came to the enlightened opinion that maybe some men were capable human beings and elected a few senators, a few more representatives, and even a male justice or two to help us run this country, whose very pledge acknowledges ours as a nation that honors liberty and justice for all. All being the extremely operative word, because really, fellas, how would you feel to have been considered such second-class citizens that you didn't even earn the right to vote until well into the 20th century? How'd you feel, fellas, if as kids in minus 10-degree weather you wore trousers to keep your legs warm on your walk to school, but once inside had to take them off because dress code demanded you wear practical dresses? How'd you feel if as a single man you couldn't get a credit card, but if you were married, you could? That is, with your wife's signature. How'd you feel if you were fired because you were expecting a child? How'd you feel if your career options were limited because society told you men aren't doctors, lawyers, scientists, mathematicians, music conductors, CEOs, ad infinitum? How, fellas, do you like those indignities? Indignities is a good word, too, because even though we've gotten rid of some of them, many of these stupid rules, regulations, and customs remain. Their only purpose to strip you of your dignity, your personhood, which is in importance secondary to your sex. And speaking of sex, how would you feel if yours always made you a target? That if you were out at night and robbed or raped, it'd be your fault, because what are you doing out at night anyway? That if you went to a party and some woman took you into a bedroom and forced herself upon you, it'd be your fault, because you were, after all, dressed in a tight T-shirt. And oh my, those pectoral muscles of yours were such an invitation. How do you feel if at your workplace your bosses constantly made remarks about those pectorals that made you feel uncomfortable? Or worse, if they shoved themselves against you in the copy room and threatened you with firing if you weren't, quote, nice to me? So I am thrilled that Hillary Clinton has officially announced that she's running for a position she's as qualified for as any who might run against her in the primary. And because I'm feeling so confident that it's our time, that it's the world's time for the presidency.
Wow, it was like she was right here.
It was.
Wasn't
That
it?
was
Like
weird.
you could just hear her reading the book, right? So here's the thing. So what if women did rule the world, and always had, from the beginning of time? Would we be better at it? No, seriously. Okay, we are constantly criticized for being too sensitive, too soft, too empathetic, too... Give me something. Too emotional. Give me something else. Too what? Too what? Too bitchy. Too organized. Too what? Too moody. Too compulsive.
Too bossy.
Too bossy. Manipulative. Okay. And we're told we're not aggressive enough, though, for certain jobs, right? That being educated isn't attractive. We don't know how to fight, right? But wouldn't those be fantastic qualities to have as leaders of the world? I mean, think about it, right? I mean, wouldn't it be great if everyone in charge was sympathetic, sensitive, whip smart, not gratuitously aggressive, chose listening over rage? I mean, power corrupts regardless of the gender, right? But if women were in charge, would the phrase women's inhumanity to women ever have been penned?
And what about the founding mothers of our country?
Founding mothers.
I found we hold this truth to be self-evident, that all women are created equal with certain unalienable rights.
Yes.
Yeah, you say,
Yes.
thank you, Miri. You say that out loud, though. Watch the tweets fly.
There you go. I mean, just think about that. And then where is all this venom towards these really young, smart women, right? I mean, why does 22-year-old Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala Yousafzai and Parkland, Florida's 19-year-old Emma Gonzalez and climate activist 16-year-old Greta Thunberg utterly enrage the male hierarchy all over the world? What is that?
Well, and
What
it
is that
doesn't even
about?
seem that it's anger. You know, it's not just venom. This isn't online sarcasm or not being PC. These
Yeah.
are death threats.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep coming back to this. Amnesty International proclaimed Twitter as not just toxic and abusive for women, but downright unsafe for them. And so every so often I go to my Twitter feed, it's the only reason I'm still on there, hanging on by a tendril, and check any prominent female politician, writer, chef, actor, business leader, mother, athlete. Just scroll through her Twitter feed. It reminds me of what they have to endure.
Yeah.
But kids? A chemistry teacher in Iowa responded on Facebook that the reason he wasn't attending the climate change event that Greta was speaking at was because don't have my sniper rifle. The word don't, without the apostrophe, by the way. I mean, he's not an English teacher. He's a science teacher, which does make his anger at an impassioned speech about the climate even more confusing. He's been put on leave, and that community will have to decide if he should be around kids. But can't we all agree that killing kids for speaking up isn't okay.
Yeah. Oh.
But then I realized our kids are killed just because they happen to go to school one day. A teacher just posted online that he'd like to kill her, and Greta keeps talking.
Yeah.
And she's been shamed and mocked, I can't even imagine this, by the President of the United States, and she just stares him down.
I was so moved by Greta's speech at the UN. Were you? Mary, find Greta Thunberg UN speech, please.
Okay, I found Greta Thunberg.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be here. I should be back in school.
Yeah. Actually, what was the last thing she said, Mary?
Okay.
And change is coming, whether you like it or not.
Yes. And the thing before that?
We will not let you get away with this.
And before that?
Young people are starting to understand your betrayal.
And then what was earlier than that?
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money.
And then?
How dare you?
Yes! Yes! How dare you? She is 16. She is our future. But she can only succeed if she has shoulders to stand on, right? I would love to offer my shoulders, but they are awfully small. We need all of our shoulders, right? Right, Shannon?
Yeah.
We need all the shoulders?
So that's why we're planning this WW shush march through the island.
What? It's just 2 H's.
I know, it's a lot of stuff. It's just we don't have a date yet, but we thought we could make signs tonight in anticipation of our forthcoming march, and all of the sign-making supplies are over at the Anger Hut. We thought that might be a motivating atmosphere.
Right, and Mary will be there to help you find words and dates and synonyms.
I found synonyms.
Yeah.
One of 2 or more words of expressions of the same or nearly the same meaning.
Great, thanks, Mary. Okay, so let's go WW shush. WW shush. WW shush. WW shush. Okay, we'll see ya.
Wow,
And there they go.
that went well.
Off to the Anger Hut. I know, it went really well. I know.
I do have to figure out my sign, though.
I'm going with how dare you.
Ooh,
it just says it all. It's done.
Yeah.
We're done. That's
Oh,
it.
I
We're
love
done.
that, Greta.
Yeah, we're just done.
Just
I
love
know.
her.
16. So impassioned.
Dare she?
Who does stuff like that? No. Really, who does stuff like that at 16?
At 16.
Right?
I found Sybil Luddington.
Who's
Okay,
that,
well,
Mary?
who?
Sybil Luddington, known as the female Paul Revere. At 16 years old, she rode her horse 40 miles to warn the militia forces that the Redcoats had landed on the coast of Connecticut and were destroying their supplies.
Whoa, Sybil Luddington. Who knew, huh? Who knew? Okay, so when I was 16, my mother let me buy my first miniskirt. Hey. But it was one of those hip hugger kind with the belt.
Cute.
Oh, yeah, it was real cute.
those are
Super cute. It was super cute. Yeah.
My daughter just turned 16.
Oh, talk about cute and impassioned.
Yeah, she just got her driver's license.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's a passage.
Well, it's a big one.
Well, it felt like it anyway. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I mean, she was 4, and then she's 16. How does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Do
Yeah.
you remember the day you got your driver's license?
Oh, yeah, I do. I had to take my parallel parking test. See, in Arizona, that's all we had to do. I mean, your dad or your neighbor or anybody, some stranger would teach you how to drive. They didn't care, just anybody, whatever. And then when you turned 16, you took the written test, which mainly covered what to do at a stoplight.
Yeah.
And, the red, yellow, green thing, that was about it. And then a guy from the DMV gets in your car and asks you to drive around the block, and then you parallel park, and that's it. You are now a licensed driver of an actual car. Finding a cute miniskirt was harder. I swear to God.
Well, I'm glad you passed. That's good.
I did pass.
I failed the first time, but I made it through the second.
Well, that's good.
My dad brought me to both tests, and he got so mad that first time when I failed. I think he was mad for me, But it's interesting now. Kids don't care as much about getting their license as they did back when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Kate has friends who don't really care if they ever get one. They like to carpool, take the bus. It's interesting.
That's interesting.
I'm glad Kate passed, though. I think. No, it's good. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it's big.
It's just so amazing to me how different everything is now that she can drive.
Yeah.
Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? back in me.
Mom, we gotta go or I'm gonna be late for school.
Yeah, I'm ready. Do you have your stuff for rehearsal?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I'll pick you up at 6:30.
Yeah, I might get done early though.
Okay, just let me know or just text me.
Yeah. Oh, Mom, can I drive to school? I need the hours.
Oh, God, right. Of course you can. I mean, you should, yeah. Yeah, here are the keys because you drive now. That's good. No, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, what time is it?
It is 7:42. We're right on time.
Perfect. Oh, can you also start my driving app on my phone?
Okay, great. All right, we are set. All right, just pull out here. Good. Lots of buses, lots of kids. That's good. All right. Good. Okay. Whew. So, what's today?
I have a Spanish quiz.
What time?
10:40.
All right, I will think of you then.
Gracias.
Oh, okay, this is a 4-way stop.
Should I go now?
No. He's gonna go now. Not his turn, but okay. All right, you're next.
Okay, I'm
No,
going.
stop.
What? It's my turn.
Honey, I know. Apparently she wants to go. No one knows what they're doing. Even if it's your turn, you have to watch all of these people.
I was, Mom.
I know, honey, I know. This is just part of driving in the world.
I know.
That's how people do 4-way stops. You know, these old guys, they just like to wave you through. Even if it's your turn not to go or whatever, it's their turn. 20-year-olds just go, and the rest of us all think we know the rules.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Our country's left you very little to work with. All right. This is great. Just nice job. Just pull up here.
Okay, Thanks, Mom.
I remember sitting in the passenger seat watching Kate get out of the car that day. It was right before she turned 16. Oh, and please don't say sweet 16, because that is a really awful thing. I looked it up, and it means that's when a girl's at her prettiest and most innocent. When she becomes a woman. Ugh. When I turned 16, I went with my mom to Ridgedale Mall, got a VHS copy of the movie 16 Candles, and then we grilled hamburgers with my grandma and grandpa on the deck. Let me be clear, that's a good day. But I felt pressure, real John Hughes-inspired pressure to have the ultimate birthday. And then I rewatched 16 Candles recently, and no one gets out of that one alive. Especially the pretty girl who gets roofied and raped, and the Asian characters, and the people with disabilities. And it's not better now. Have you ever seen Riverdale on Netflix? Oh. But I just remember feeling this moment as I watched her through the glass, getting her backpack, checking her phone. Kate drives. She's almost 16, and I sat there in the passenger seat and had this moment, like in a movie where it all slows down. This moment of awe and bewilderment. But honestly, she was just 4 years old when she used to say, "Dinosaur," instead of dinosaur. And then she's 8, and it's this crazy morning when she tells me as we're walking out the door,
Mom, do you remember when I forgot to tell you that I have to dress like Susan B. Anthony today for a project?
Do you remember when I forgot to tell you? She actually said that. And I luckily had a lot of my Laura Ashley collars still and stuff because I was convinced prairie skirts would come back. So Kate was a pretty good Susan B. Anthony that day, and I wasn't that parent. But all of these mornings, they're almost gone. These mornings when I used to quiz her on her spelling words. She still had to sit in the back then, so I would look at her in the rearview mirror. We would sing in the car, talk about just about everything. And then later it was a little quieter when she got her phone, but we talked about some big things as I drove her to school. I will never forget the first day last spring when I sat in the passenger seat and Kate was in the driver's seat. Full role reversal. Now we listen to Lizzo or Dessa or the Dear Evan Hansen soundtrack. And sometimes I'm on my phone while she drives. I'm here in the passenger seat, and she's there in the driver's seat. And when did that happen? People ask me, how are things? And I say, well, Kate's driving. She drives now. And what I'm saying is, I'm here, and she's there.
Okay, I got my stuff. I gotta go.
Right, okay.
Wait, I think I left my water bottle in the car.
Oh, I'll get it.
I remember this one day when I drove to school with my mom. I pretty much had all my hours, and my test was in a few weeks. And we stopped at a gas station because my mom wanted me to practice getting gas. And when we went to pay, there was this lady in line who started talking to us, and she heard I was taking my test, and she was like, "Oh, don't worry about if you fail." And almost everyone tells me that I'm probably going to fail my driver's test the first time, which is weird because usually adults don't talk about failure like that. They don't talk about failure at all. And this lady in line told us that she failed her driver's test 3 times. Imagine if she was talking about a chemistry test. Anyways, I wish adults would say more things about if you fail. Even more than once, it's no big deal. Just try again.
I found it. It rolled under the seat.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so I'll see you after rehearsal, right? 6:30?
6:30.
6:30. Okay, I love you.
I love you.
One more hug. Oh, look at your tiny face.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, don't listen to any news podcasts.
Okay, I'll try. All right, I'll see you at 9:30.
Hilarious.
I love you.
Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me?
So yeah,
Yeah.
Kate drives now.
Do you need a hug?
Yeah, actually.
A diver of the sky, a swimmer of the Nile, a singer of an unexpected song. Sister of the peace, planter of the trees. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. Leader of the masses, kicker of the asses, director of a controversial show. Fixer of the cars, pilot of the stars. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. Everyone! La da 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 da, la da 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 da. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. One more time. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. Oh, stay at home with baby or work until you're 80. It's all the same, it doesn't matter what you do. Too pretty or too smart, too guided by the heart. Let's send their mixed messages out to sea. Now all they have to say is crashing in the waves. Oh, a girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. La da 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 da.
You know, you'd be so much prettier if you smiled.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
Calladita te ves más bonita. You look much prettier when you're quiet.
You just seem so angry.
You are awfully thorough.
I know, it's just your hormones talking.
Yeah, and those hormones have a lot to say.
I don't even have hormones anymore.
A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants.
A girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants.
You're listening to the roar of the female humans.
And now please welcome my special guest for the evening, Lorna Landvik. Thank you, Lorna. I kind of messed up your name.
You're welcome, Sue.
You're kind of
Skit.
messing up getting that mic
Sue
off.
Skit. A girl can be.
Sue
That was
Spot.
a great song.
I know, was that great?
Wow, yes.
Wasn't that great?
So tuneful.
I know. Oh, tuneful.
Yes.
Is that like nice costumes?
Speaking of nice costumes, Sue, you
Thank you.
always look so good.
Jazzy. Thank you.
That was kind of.
Oh, sorry.
But that was kind of a sexist comment, wasn't it?
Was it?
Was it? Was it?
Was it?
No.
I said
No.
I said jazzy. What did you say? You said you look so...
I said, you look smarter than you might be.
That's exactly what you said. That's exactly what you said. So, thank you for joining us on the island here, Lorna. I really appreciate you coming.
It took a long... I had to take 2 freighters
Yeah.
and a yacht.
Takes a while.
Yeah. And then a
And
little
no one,
raft.
and then you wash up because we
I
have
did.
to be all wash up.
Still have sand in my
No, I
pants.
know that happens.
Excuse me.
It takes a while. It takes
All
a while
right.
for the sand to go away. So we heard that. Thank you for reading that
You're
excerpt
welcome.
from your latest book.
Yes.
Chronicles from a Radical Hag with Recipes.
Yes.
So I posed the question, and as you did in your chapter, what do you think? Do you think women would be better as leaders?
Yes.
If there was the role reversal? Seriously, do you think so?
Yes, I seriously think that.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Enough said.
and if I were a man, I'd probably really like being a man. And
There's a couple of men out there. Do you
I
guys
know
like
it.
being men?
And I
Do you
think
like being men?
I think I'd be I think a good man realizes how, as Paul Wellstone so eloquently said, we
Yeah.
all do better when we all do better.
Yes.
And so, yeah, and if I were a man, I'd be curious, like, hey, what would it be like if the power shifted?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to try, because,
I think you'd be the only one that would be willing to try.
no, I think every man here would be with me.
Okay, good.
Oh, wow,
They're
that
here,
was a little
yes.
tepid. Thanks, guys. I saw one woman kicking her partner,
Yeah,
and
it's
he
like-
clapped.
Now, you told me that your inspirations for all you've written 11 books.
12.
Oh, 12.
Yes.
I did. I was sick the day we had math. Anyway, so you have 12 books. Yes, 12 books.
Yeah.
And you say that your inspirations for your books often come to you as fully formed characters with names.
Well, they come as characters. They're not quite fully formed. They will come into my head with their names, but they pique my curiosity, the little I know about them, and that's what compels me to write.
It's like all of a sudden this thing comes into your head.
Right.
And then you write the book around that.
Yes, Hayes Evans came into my head as an 81-year-old, long-time, small-town newspaper columnist. And I thought, whoa, that'll be kind of fun. And then the 2 other main characters came into my head. And then my doctor said, your medication's ready. And so, no.
And you wrote the book anyway.
I did.
Yeah.
I defy those doctor's orders.
I know you come from a progressive side of the aisle, so to speak.
I do.
So Hayes in the book is on the liberal side.
She is.
And so that wasn't, or was that, a reflection of your own politics, or did that she came into your head as this progressive character already?
I think a little of both.
Okay.
And I do think people will ask me, why does it seem so many writers are liberals? And my answer, and I'm not trying to be glib, is because we have imaginations. But I mean, we like to imagine what somebody else's life, unlike our own, is.
Yeah.
And so then...
So like walking in their shoes or walking in their...
Just like Atticus said. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. So going along with this fully formed characters in your mind, are most of them women that show up? Are there men characters that come to?
Yes,
for some of your
I've
books?
written a couple books with male narrators, and that's really fun. It is very fun to imagine what it would be like to be a man. And it's funny, though, whenever I write as a man, I always write with my underwear on, and I boss my spouse around, or, make me a sandwich. And then it just flows.
And it just flows.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten any pushback from publishers as far as like, why all the women characters? Or have you run up against any gender issues with your books?
Yes. In my 3rd book called The Tall Pine Polka, there is, and it's set in a fictitious town way up north, and there's a long-term couple, and they happen to be gay. And my publisher at the time, who was a very forward-thinking person, would say to me, Lorna, I don't think these people should be gay. And I said, I can't. Sorry, they are. So, but that really astounded me.
And you could have said, I wish you wouldn't talk like
That's
that.
it. Yes.
It's really off-putting.
But all my authority figures talk like that, Sue. I don't know why.
And I bet they have their underwear on and they bark for sandwiches. So what did you do about that? What did you say?
I got to leave. Because even though you're writing fiction, you have to write the truth of these characters. And their story was they fell in love long ago, and they both happened to. Your editor's goal is to make the book the best he or she thinks it can be, but. Yeah. You have to stand up for what you think, and so you do sometimes fight and to keep a character in or to, have a scene be a little different, and they're pretty lenient in letting you win the battles you really think are important. So it was important to me that they
that's
stayed.
Good to hear.
Yeah, because that's who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as the actual your female characters, you being a female writer, running up against publishers who may be male, for the most part, they listen to your reasoning and say, okay, sure, fine, whatever you want to do.
Yes, most men who I work with in publishing say, thank you, you changed my life. I might be lying. I don't know.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So your books are novels?
Yes.
They're fiction?
Yeah.
But are they based on where you've lived, who you know? I'm thinking yes.
My very first book I set in my old South Minneapolis neighborhood where I grew up.
And your very first book was?
Patty Jane's House of Curl.
Yes.
Thank you. And it's funny, a woman came up to me at a reading a couple years ago. And I set Patty Jane's House of Curl on a real street, but it doesn't exist. But it's on Nawataha Boulevard, which is across the street from Minnehaha Falls. And a woman came up to me and she goes, I live on Nawataha Boulevard. I said, oh, wow, that's great. She goes, a guy came to my house the other day knocking on the door, and he said, is this Patty Jane's House of Curl? She said, no, it's not. And I just thought, first of all, some guy is looking for Patty Jane's House of Curl? And even though he knows it's a
He's
novel?
trying to find a really good salon?
I guess so, yeah.
He could go to Bryce Germain's salon right here. Right here. He cuts my hair. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you look like that actor. Who
the one?
What's his
you know
name?
the one?
Yes, Vigo.
Oh, Vigo, yes.
Vigo Mortensen.
Yes.
Wow.
See, that next time he knocks, you just tell him to go to Bryce Germain's salon.
Okay.
I think we just got a new sponsor.
Wow. Well,
right. I think we just got a new sponsor.
Do you do shag haircuts? Because I'm trying to, get the perfect shag.
Okay, good.
Did it go somewhere?
Okay, Lorna got a haircut out of it.
Right.
I think I got a new sponsor. This is working. This is all working. So you don't write autobiographically. You don't write nonfiction. Except once.
Yeah.
And that was Best to Laugh, right?
Yeah, and that.
Tell us about that book.
It's a book about a young woman going to Hollywood to have a stand-up and improvisational career that will then probably bump her up into a huge movie career, which I thought I was going to have. And I had so much fun in Hollywood. I lived in an old-school Hollywood Boulevard complex with Olympic-sized swimming pools designed by Douglas Fairbanks, and old tenants who knew Clark Gable, and who'd blow smoke in your face and say, "I was Veronica Lake stand-in," and I had to.
Veronica Lake stand-in.
I did stand up
when I was 19.
Right. And so I did a lot of performing, but I always wrote because I always wanted to be a writer. But I thought, why not be a movie star in your 20s?
Yeah.
And
others have.
Yes.
Yeah, right. It's happened.
So many others. And so I wanted to just, as I had in Patty Jane's House of Curl, just honor that time in my life or that neighborhood. So I wrote about Hollywood Boulevard. I wrote about temping at the Playboy Mansion, which I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of temping? What kind of temping did you do? Was underwear involved?
It depended on who was in the gazebo. No, I took typing in 9th grade, and that served me well. because I could work.
That's all you wanted.
I could work anywhere, and so I typed labels on the third floor of the mansion for all the many videotapes Heth would watch, and everything was documented. If a playmate cut a ribbon at a grocery store, I would have to type that out, and then it led to a really fun job, and I don't know how, but I got to watch old classic Hollywood movies and then write synopses and paste them on the old video cassette cases, and twice deliver them to his bedroom. But I was assured he was not in there, and he was not.
He was not. He was hiding somewhere.
Yeah, under the mangy fur faux coverlet on his round bed.
Oh, I think that's a book. I think that needs to be a book on its own. Yeah. So this one was very autobiographical, but still it was a novel.
Right, because the main character, she grows up in South Minneapolis, but she has a much different childhood than I did. I had a really fun, happy childhood. She has a father who doesn't know how to be a father because her Korean war bride mother dies. And I thought, Korean war bride? No, but that was the truth of her character. She had a mother who was a Korean war bride.
Oh.
So
why not make that story, a memoir? Why not tell that same story?
Because I have a lousy memory, and I think a lot of memoirists actually do, but they kind of tweak and embellish. Yeah. And it's really funny. A lot of people have asked me about Chronicles of a Radical Hag. They'll say, "Oh, it's a memoir, huh?"
Oh.
And one woman, I went to a book club. She goes, "Well, you're Hayes, aren't you?" I said, "Hayes is 81. She said, "Oh, I thought you looked pretty good." I know.
Okay, that's
hurt.
not good. Okay. So,
but age is just a number, remember. Yeah.
Speaking of Hayes,
yes.
And her sort of her radical hagness.
Yes.
And you're obviously the woman was equating the fact that you're liberal in your politics and you're progressive. And you have showed up, and you have made things happen. Tell us about, in 1986, you and your husband and your 18-month-old child.
14 months.
14-month-old child.
At the time, yep.
Participated in a 9-month peace march from L.A. to D.C. Tell us about that.
We will have peace. Holly Near wrote such a beautiful song for us. Yeah. So that happened after my daughter Harley was born.
Now you were in LA.
We were living in LA,
trying to be a stand-up or a movie star.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I got pregnant. But after I had her, I had a dream that I was Gorbachev's temp secretary, and he had just been installed into power.
He had a round bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And a round mirror, and nobody knew what the relationship between Reagan and Gorbachev was going to be, and I dreamt that the United States had sent a nuclear weapon, and I didn't know how to school Gorby. I'm just a temp, and I woke up and I was just so shook, and that dream literally was the first step in millions, because we heard about this peace march. We thought, let's go, because I had been a long time devotee of civil action, because why not? I'm a citizen, and let's show up. And so we walked. You had to work 2 days within the camp, so we worked on the daycare bus and just walked the rest of the way. Yeah,
I know.
It was a movable city, though.
Isn't that incredible? And you said you went through like 2 pairs of tennis shoes?
Yep. And
only 2 pairs of tennis shoes?
Well, I had my husband give me a piggyback ride through most of it. No. Only 2 pair of shoes.
Yeah. That's
They're
amazing.
Good
but
shoes.
You were telling me about that this group. Now it started out to be 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And then it turned into sort of 500 because some people.
All the funding fell through in Barstow, California.
Right.
And so we regrouped, but it really was a movable city. The founding committee left, but they gave us everything from the daycare bus to the mail truck to the food trucks. They only took away the shower trucks.
Yeah. Because who needs a shower, really, when you're walking all day long?
Yeah.
You were telling me that you would walk, and sometimes alongside someone different,
Yes.
And you spend the whole day walking along this, and you hear their whole life story. And
Yes.
I want to hear more about that.
I think the most memorable fellow walker was a guy named Dell, who was a World War II veteran. And he said he was a tail gunner, and his job was to release the bombs from the airplane. And he said he could see the result of his job. And even though, it's World War II almost seems like it could not have been fought. I don't really believe in righteous wars, but it seems like that was one that almost had to be fought.
There was just a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
But he said after that, I thought from now on, I'm just going to work for peace. And so you would walk with Vietnam War vets, Korean War vets. I walked with the Lutheran minister's wife one day. Oh my gosh, that was like the edge of night. I mean, the stories she told, it was like, whoa.
Do you think any of those stories factored into some of your books? You hadn't written any of your books yet at this point.
No.
Yeah. So then you started writing. But why write Patty Jane's House of Curl?
We had come back to L.A. Once we got back from the march, remember those driveway cars you could, somebody would say, I need my car driven to L.A. So we got a driveway car that was like a really swank Cadillac that even told the temperature at the time. It's like, wow. And we almost weren't going to go to L.A. We were just going to leave the country in that Cadillac. But we got back, and I had a lot of fun in L.A., but I hated the business part of show business. I hated the parts I got sent on. I always got sent on, like, the girlfriend or the young ingenue.
Those
similar
are
to parts we get sent on now, right, Sue? And,
the character roles.
well, that's what I wanted, because they're more fun.
Yeah, they are more fun.
So we decided to move back, and as we were loading our old Chevy, these two sisters
move
came
back
into my
here.
head. Yep,
Yep.
drive back to Minnesota. And the characters with their names again and the title came into my head, and I started writing. I'd write late into the night, and that's how the book. And
Wow.
I think, it's so fun to act. You guys know
Right,
it's really
right.
fun, but
Isn't it fun to watch us act?
the
Can I
business.
get an amen?
But the business part is so not fun.
Right.
And and I never fought when somebody told me no. Okay, bye, thank you. But writing, it just meant too much. I thought, I'm not going to let some assholes no be my final answer.
No, you take charge of your own life.
Yeah.
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 That was the way to do that, yeah. You have some really exciting news about one of your books. Oh My Stars has just been made into a 20-minute short film that will be screened this coming Saturday at the Twin Cities Film Festival, October 19th. So did you want to do a feature, and how did the 20-minute short version?
We do want to do a feature. And
tell us about the premise of that book, for one thing.
Oh, my stars. That's part of the theme song. Thank you. It's about a woman growing up in Depression-era Kentucky whose mother runs off with the town pharmacist, leaving her with a dad who doesn't know how to be a dad. She's very tall and gawky and bullied, and the fact that in a factory accident she loses her arm at the elbow does not help her in life. And she had wanted to be like the Coco Chanel of Kentucky, and she was a very talented visual artist and a fashion designer. But then that just cuts all dreams. And so she decides, after reading about the Golden Gate Bridge erection and the subsequent first suicide off it, to be the second suicide. And she gets on a bus, takes a northerly route, and the bus hits one tree in North Dakota, and she's saved by two musicians who completely change her life.
And so you were telling me that one reason to do a 20-minute short, because you would like it to be a full feature.
Yes.
And so there was the thing where you could make a trailer.
Yep.
Or it's, what is it called? Proof of concept?
Yeah. And I had never heard of that, but this woman director I worked with, she said more and more people are making proof of concepts, and that's just like a little tease, either via a trailer or a short, to get people interested.
So then you shop it around to all the festivals.
Yeah.
But still, a 20-minute short. There's probably a pretty sizable budget just for that, wasn't there?
Yeah, we raised a lot of money.
Are there other books of yours to be movies or?
I've had books optioned and exciting things happen and then they don't. And so that's really why I decided to do this proof of concept. I got so tired of waiting around and, oh, we're going to do this and then they lie and they didn't do it. And
they cheat. Every January, you do Party in the Rec Room at Bryant Lake Bowl. Has anybody seen that? Yeah. It's a solo show where you improvise with the audience and you make margaritas on stage.
Yes, I do.
Right. Okay, so you're up there by yourself on stage at the Bryant Lake Bowl, and you're improvising with the audience and you're making margaritas. Now, I have not seen the show. I was going to come last year, actually, and something happened. There was laundry. I don't know. Something happened. I couldn't go. And what do you do? What do you do? Do it. Do your whole show right now. No, we got a couple of minutes.
I'll
what kind of do you do?
Something like, what's your favorite perfume?
Somebody, anything.
If anybody. Chanel number 5. Okay. Give me somebody in the news. Any name, somebody in the news. Elizabeth Warren. Okay. And now, tell me something you might find in your aunt's purse. A Kleenex. So we have Elizabeth Warren. We have Chanel number 5. We have a Kleenex. Listen, people. As my mentor, when I was in France studying at the Sorbonne, this was after I struggled with my 2 kids to go to law school with no husband who would help because he was sitting around in his underwear, passing me around. Anyway, Chanel told me that the future is now. Age is not a number. Balls before vaginas. No. Otherwise.
Lorna Landvik, everybody. Lorna Landvik. Lorna Landvik. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's our show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you to our cast. We've got Silvia Pontaza, Shanan Custer, Kate Wexler, Zippy Laske. Our lovely engineers and male allies, Barry Madore over here and Tony Axtell. Thanks to our volunteers, Suzanne Egley and Carolyn Ward-Denton. And thank you to Lynn Gordon and the amazing staff here at the North Social Hall. And we will be back next month with another live Island of Discarded Women. Thank you very much. I'm Sue Scott. Good night, everybody.
Now all they have to say is crashing in the waves. Oh, a girl should be 2 things, who and what she wants. A girl should be 2 things, who and what she